Hey guys, Gus here in the shop today. My sons are in a different part of the shop doing some work, so if you hear some noise, just please ignore it. What I'm going to do today in this video is show you three things that we use here in the shop that we made. Actually, we did it partly because we could do it right then and not have to buy tools. But the other reason nowadays is because we all know inflation is crazy right now. Crazy. Some of the wood I use here in the shop has doubled in the last 2 years. And frankly, I haven't been able to raise my prices that much. Not if I want to sell them and keep my customers. Just a fact of life. If whether you're a shop that's already in business, making good money, or you're that home woodworker, the fella just getting started, we all have to save money now. It's just a fact of life. It's just going to be that way, it looks like, for the foreseeable future. So stick around. I'll show you some things that we made here in the shop that we think make it easier and are cost effective. Save you some money. Thanks. Hey guys, what we're going to do here is make an angle gauge for our table saw. Many ways to do this. For me, this is the best way because I can cut my own angle and use it on the chop saw. I don't have to buy any extra tools. I can preset several angles, cut me some angles out of some scrap wood, and basically save them so you can just use them over and over. I'm going to do this with a 15-degree angle here. If your chop saw is set up properly, just set it on your gauge to 15 degrees and cut your wood. I don't have the vacuum set up on this turned on because it makes too much noise. All you do, cut it 15 degrees, and then you just take it over to your table saw and set it. I'll show you how we do that in just a moment. Thanks. Gracious. Here we are, guys, at my small table saw here in the shop. We roll this around. We have a different saw that we cut our big panels and stuff out of. This is really just to do small items. So here we go. All you do, take your little 15 degree piece of wood here that we cut on the chop saw, set it flat on your table. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, but gosh, it makes it so much easier. Just set your angle, get it till it just fits in there pretty close. You can see it's pretty tight. Now, if you're making corner cuts to put a box together, you might just leave a little space at the bottom, and that'll draw this in tight in. But in this case, we're just going to put it flat against the saw blade. There we go. You've got your 15-degree angle. Quick, to the point. You don't have to mess with any other type gauges, and you can save this for later use. I have a whole box full, everything from 90-degree down to 10 degree, I think is the smallest that I go. Thank you. Okay, here's another little jig we made here in the shop. We've used it to build kitchen cabinets, the boxes, to square up the corners. It's basically just a triangle. We cut some 1 3/8 holes in the end, and be sure it's square. Use a square, and it's good and square. I'll show you how we can do this, even for the folks that don't have a saw big enough to make this angle cut. You can also use it to do boxes. Simple, easy way. Set your material you're going to attach together down. Set your square on top. Take your little clamp. I like these squeeze clamps. They're easy to use. Do them with one hand. Put it in there. Tighten it up pretty tight so it holds together. Set it over. Now you're all set up to attach these two together. You put it together. Be sure the joints are tight. Put another clamp on it. Tighten it up. I guess I should have had this clamp ready to do this, but just tighten it in. You can see we've got a good joint there. Now you can either pin nail it. I have used wooden dowels with a jig just to drill it in. And you've got a good square corner ready to do your boxes or whatever you're going to do with it. I'll show you how you can do this. If you don't have a saw big enough to do this, you can take a piece of scrap wood in your shop. First thing you want to do, just be sure you've got a good corner. As you can see, this has been cut off something else. I'm double checking it. We've got a good square corner there with this framing square is what we used. Then all you have to do, let me dig out a tape measure here. Measure up. I'm going to go 6 inches here just to show you. Mark it 6 inches on this way. Mark it. And just use a straight edge to go from corner to corner. Just like that. And you don't have to have a big saw to cut this angle. This angle doesn't matter. If it's crooked or whatever, it does not matter. These are the two corners that count. You can cut this with a skill saw, cut it with a saber saw, whatever you have in the shop. And then, of course, drill your 1 3/8 holes, and you've got it made. We use them all the time. They work great for us. As you can see, this one's had some rough use, but the edge, the sides are what you're interested in. Corner doesn't matter. In fact, we kind of like that way. So if there's any burrs or anything in the corner, it doesn't misshape the box. All right, we'll move on to something else. Hey guys, here's something else we use here in the shop. As you can see, it's been well used. It's dusty, it's dirty, full of glue. Made this, it's got to be 10, 12 years ago. We actually cut this out of a 2x6, 5.5 inches wide, 42 inches long is what this one is. You can make it any length you want. We drilled holes 1 3/8 and put them on 2-inch centers. I'll have a little diagram that I put together that I'll put in this video so you can really see how we did it. Basically drill the holes right in the center, then cut it in half on a table saw. As you can see, we used it primarily with pipe clamps. That's what it's made for. We've got these set up so we could do 2 doors at a time on glue up for kitchen cabinets. We also use it a bunch. We build signs also. We'll make our blanks on this. You can get up to a 36-inch blank on here easily with these pipe clamps. Works great. One of the things I would suggest though, and we really don't do it, we end up having to scrape glue off of our pipe clamps. I just get some wax paper, lay in over the top here, do your glue up, and then just take the wax paper off, and you don't have to worry about cleaning up the pipes from the glue. Simple, easy, doesn't cost a lot. I'm sure everybody's got a piece of 2x6 laying around their shop. I've not seen really a better way to do this. It supports everything, gives you spacing, just works out great, and we love it. We probably should make another one. This one looks pretty bad. So pretty straightforward. Thanks.